Toastmasters Club
is to provide mutually supportive and encouraging learning environment. In which every member has an opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-growth and personal confidence. Thank you so much, everyone. The presiding officer for today's meeting is someone who has joined in January 2019. And I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ashish. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavna, for your warm introduction and setting the ground rule for the meeting. So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
With little more energy. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And that's the juice. So, I'd like to welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to 484th meeting of Millennium City Toastmasters Club. So we are barely few more meetings away to have a milestone meeting, 500 meeting. How many of you have read a book called Atomic Habit? Please raise your hands. Atomic Habits. So most of you have gone through it, and I think those who have not gone through it must have heard of it at least. So there's a beautiful. I was rereading this book last month, just wanting to be more resolved with my goals. And while reading this book, I came across a beautiful concept, which is called a difference between being in motion and taking action. So being in motion and taking action, if you are trying to change any habit of walking towards your goals, then you have to understand these two concepts very clearly. Being in motion is what? Being in motion means that you are gathering information, you are learning, you are planning, you are strategizing. These are good, but they are not enough to deliver results. On the other hand, if you are taking action, action is giving you the result that you want. So let's say you are outlining 20 ideas for articles you want to write, then you are actually in motion. You are not in action. But when you sit down and start writing the article, actually you are taking action. It will produce result. Likewise, if you have registered yourself for the Toastmasters, coming regularly to the meeting, you are in motion. But the moment you come to the stage, take roles, come to the stage, deliver your speech, you are in action. So such a profound thought that I have come across, and I just wanted to share with you all. Moving ahead, I'd like to go with the guest introduction. I see one guest with us today, two guests in fact. So I would request the guests to please introduce yourself, briefly introduce yourself, and tell us about your expectations on this meeting. So first, start from this.
Hi everyone, my name is Ujjwal Gupta. I am basically from Chandigarh, and I am living in Gurgaon from past 6 to 7 months now. And I am working with the organization in Maruti Suzuki. And my expectation from Toastmasters is to develop some communication skills, gather some confidence, and also get some leadership skills also, so that it will help me to grow in my organization as well as in my personal life.
Thank you. Welcome you to the class.
So, hi everyone, I'm Anurag. This is my second meeting as a guest. So my expectation for today's meeting is I would like to see more compared to my last meeting, and I would like to improve me as a person in terms of home skills and confidence for sure. So this is all.
Okay, thank you. Please once again bring a round of applause for the guests. in the contest of the club or the Toastmaster. Next week, we are planning to have installation ceremony for the all new EC. They will be officially inducted to their roles. And international speech contest that's going to happen in the month of March. So those who are at level 1 and level 2 of their pathways, they are recommended to finish their level 2s because basis that they will be able to participate in international speech contest. Also would like to recognize the effort of PM Harsh. He is not there in the meeting, but he is the guy, he is the Toastmaster who is always has always been very supportive whenever he is asked to play some role. Let's say without giving much time to him, he is ready to take that role. Even the ECs, when ECs are not around, and whenever we ask him to do that role in support, he always extend his hands. So a big round of applause for PM Harsh. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day. Today, Toastmaster of the day is going to be a little different because we don't have any theme as such, but Toastmaster of the day is going to be playing a role of a beat weaver. What he's going to do in this meeting is that first he'll go as per the agenda that has been defined and shared with you all. So he'll ensure that he'll stick to the agenda. Meeting will everybody will stick to the agenda. Secondly, he'll ensure that the transition between the speakers are seamless, and he'll also ensure that he'll be in touch with you from the start till the end of the meeting. So to do this honor, I'd like to invite someone who is with the club for the last 1 year, a very dedicated, a very diligent and a dependable Toastmaster. Please put your hand together and welcome TM Abhishek Soni.
Thank you, Ashish, for the wonderful introduction. Welcome to the 484th meeting of the Toastmaster. The 484 meeting signifies an important place because it tells us from the last 9 years we are having the Toastmaster meeting on every Sunday to make the better leader and better public speakers. Today we have a special day, Speakathon, which means we have multiple speeches, one after the other, in the entire session. Before going to the next slide, I will request all the person to stand and let's do some exercise. So stand up, stand up. So when I say head, take your both hands to the head. And when I say just lift, when I say shoulder, take your both finger to the shoulder. When I say waist, take your both hand to the waist. And when I say knee, take your both hand to the knee. Head, shoulder, waist, knee. Head, shoulder, waist, knee. Head, waist, knee, shoulder. Oh, that's thank you. I thought everyone gets it, but everyone have a high of the lesson and has the lesson listening.
Last time you were into track.
Thanks.
Like शोले मैंने भी देखी.
Okay. So now coming to the next slide. As Ashish mentioned, today I am going to play the role of the beat weaver as well as the GE role, General Evaluator role. As a beat weaver, my role is to conduct the entire meeting. So I will ensure that the entire meeting gets smoothly conducted for the next 2 hours. As well as I will ensure that the tension between the roles played that are happening in the entire session will be more smoothly without any and more correctly. Now coming to the agenda of the meeting. Today, as I saw that we have a speakathon event where we are going to conduct 5 speeches one after the other. Now coming to the meeting structure for the benefit of guests, this meeting structure will be divided into 3 parts. one we have a speech session, then we have a table topic section, which is considered one of the most exciting and interesting session of the Toastmasters. In the table topic section, you get to learn regarding the impromptu speeches. And the third and the last is the feedback session. So feedback session, here you get to know. Here the evaluator come over the forum and give a detailed report to all the speeches that happened today. And this feedback play an important role in making the speaker a better person for the next and upcoming future role. While giving the feedback, we get the feedback from all the person who is like sitting in front of us. For that, we will be sharing the link on the WhatsApp, the feedback link on the WhatsApp will be shared. And after every speeches, you will get 1 minute to write the feedback for that speakers. For the benefit of this, we are going to, the guest will scan the QR code and open the feedback link and just share the feedback of that speakers, the 1 or 2 points where he has to improve on or where he is lacking. Now coming to the speeches, the word of the day. Today the word of the day is prudent, which means sensible and careful while when making judgment and decision. This is the word of the day. Synonym we have well judged, advisable. The uses of the prudent or in the sentence will be: it will be prudent to get some more audible advice before you invest your money. And the second sentence that can make from the prudent, just for the example, is it's always prudent to read a contract carefully before signing it. Now we have the idiom, and I thanks Sayan, the guardian, for sharing the idiom and the word of the day. Idiom of the day, break a leg. So which means to wish someone luck. Sentence that can be used, how the idiom of the day can be used in a sentence. When the team went out for the final race, the coach shouted out to them, break a leg. This is how the idiom can be used in a sentence. Now coming to the evaluator, as I say, I am a general evaluator, I am the reviewer. So general evaluator will scan the entire meeting, the entire evaluator will scan the entire meeting right from the start to the end, and we start and keep giving the feedback, the points where we need to improve on, where the club we need to improve. For the next time, we will have a better version of our club on all the speakers when they come to the stage. And this feedback is not done by me alone, but I have a team of tag players, timer, our counter, and grammar. All these people will evaluate the entire speakers and entire meeting on the 3 different perspectives. And now I request the timer to stand to come to the stage and share the speech, share the role and objective.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will monitor and record time for each meeting segment, and each speaker I will operate the timing signal indicating to each speaker how long he or she has been talking. For prepared speeches, green card will be shown at 5 minutes, yellow card will be shown at 6 minutes, and red card will be shown at 7 minutes. The speaker shall have 30 seconds to close, and if there is any icebreaker speech, you will have time from 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will be showing the green card. At 5, I will be showing the yellow card, and at 6, I will be showing the red card. For table topics, green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. The speaker shall again have 30 minutes for closing. For evaluation, green card will be shown at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. The speaker shall have 30 seconds to close. In addition, I shall signal the president, Toastmasters, table topic masters, and general evaluator with red card when they have reached the allotted or agreed upon time. When called by the general evaluator, I will present my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have the R counter who is going to say the role objective. I request the R counter TM Abhishek Rai to come over the platform and share the role and responsibility.
Objective.
There.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As an R counter, I will keep record of your crutch wording, pauses, long pauses, or any repeat word like say, or this is. And in addition to that, I shall listen to everyone for all any filler words or other words that are hampering your speeches or making it less in quality. And when called upon by general evaluator, I shall present my report at the end of the session.
Thank you. Now I request Sahan to come over the plan. He says, and here the organization role objective.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Abhishek has already explained the word of the day and the idiom of the day, so I won't gloss over them once again. To sum up my role, that of the language evaluator or the grammarian, I'm keenly listening to the words that come marching out of your mouth. Right? I'm going to be keenly listening to the good usages and the not so good usages of the English language. To put it succinctly, I'm looking for the Shashi Tharoors, the Barack Obamas, the Indira Gandhis. Alright? So try to use flowery language, adjectives, and the word of the day. It would be prudent for you to use the word of the day. Yes, and that's what we do. We encourage and appreciate speakers who improvise by using either the word of the day or idiom of the day in their speeches by showing them a thumbs up. Right? And the idiom of the day, break a leg, very interesting story, if I may share it with you. The term break a leg actually comes from theatre. So theatre actors back in the 1800s, 1900s, there was this, it was considered that spirits and ghosts were part of the theatre, right? That they always resided there. So whenever someone wished someone good luck, the performers believed that the ghosts would play foul and do just the opposite. So the performers would never say good luck to each other. Instead, they would say just the opposite. They would say, go break a leg. So they would believe that the ghost would do just the opposite. Quite a fascinating story. So, yeah, to all of you, break a leg.
Thanks for the wonderful way of showing the objective of the grammarian role. Now, all the three roles were there. Our complex, timer, and the grammarian will evaluate the entire meeting. So, three segments. Now, coming to the speech section. So today we have 5 speeches back to back, and I request everyone that whenever you come to the stage, your confidence, your power and energy determine how to the all the ways able to notice that your energy. And when you come with the power and the energy, you already capture the 90% attention of the audience. So I request everyone, all the speakers, when you are coming to the stage, show that energy, show that power in your body while just coming for the first 30 seconds. So first speaker we have one of the legendary speaker, TM Vivek, who have joined the Toastmaster, who is the Toastmaster member since September 21. And by profession, he is working in Expo Daily System as a Vice President Operation. His hobbies is reading non-fiction and traveling with family. Traveling with family is also one of my hobby because it get time. We get a rightful time with the family to spend time with the family. And create a lot of memories. That's their hobby, I can say. And the pathway is presentation mastery. If you look at the project in the Toastmaster, we have several pathways: presentation mastery, communication, then we have the leadership mastery. And every pathway have several levels. Like in the presentation mastery, we have 7 levels. And where the team Vivek has currently standing on level 3 and the project 1. The project 1 signifies that every level we have 4 to 5 speeches, and every speech is considered as a project 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can say the team Vivek is at 3.1. Now coming to the time, the timer please note the timing of the meeting is 5 to 7 minutes. And the speech title of the speaker is Modern Supervillain. That is something interesting. We get to learn and we get to know from the team Vivek. Now I request team Toastmaster Vivek to come over the platform. So now I request the evaluator, TM Siddharth, to stand up and share the speech objective. TM Siddharth.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
So, TM Vivek is giving his 3.1, that means level 3, project 1. And speech objective is the purpose of this project is for the member to understand the type of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. So, break a leg, Toastmaster break. Sorry, please.
Thank you. Toastmaster Vivek, modern supervillain, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Focus, mind power is the strongest force on the earth. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good morning.
I firmly believe we all are having superpower awaiting to awakening. We all are born with superpower. I am not talking about ability to fly or jump from 58 floors, having a armor clad, or shooting laser from your eyes. What I am talking about, real practical life. Ability to read books faster, learn faster, having focus, boundless creativity, mindfulness. These all are superpowers. We all are heroes, in one way or another. You all are heroes. And when there is a hero, there is arch nemesis. Super villain. You must be remembering Joker in Batman, Lex Luthor, or Mr. George in Superman. So always, whenever we talk about superhero, there is always supervillain. But what we are talking about today, technology has given us so much. Benefit in health system, benefit in education, benefit in every walk of life. But also, it has brought certain disadvantages. That today I will call modern supervillain. And these 4 modern supervillain I am going to talk to you are digital deluge, number 1. Number 2, digital distraction. Number 3, digital dementia. And number 4, digital deduction. So let's understand each one of them one by one. Digital deluge. We are having flood of information every single moment. We don't analyze those information. We are just getting bombarded. And this is having negative impact on us in terms of our analytical thinking, our focus on doing certain activity. So we are flooded with information. Happening with you?
Yes.
Hello? Yes. You all are having too much information. And this gives toll to our time and quality of life. The second supervillain is digital distraction. All the pings, rings and dings. It's distracting us every moment. You want to focus on certain things, you're not able to focus because you have messaged on Instagram and you are waiting for reaction. You are waiting for likes, text messages. So fast. And in a way, when you get those reactions, dopamine releases in your mind. And this is a reward hormone. So you feel happy and you encourage this behavior. At the same time, this is also taking you away from focus. So all distraction, although it's rewarding in some way, but it is distracting you and it is obstructing you from your peak potential. The third supervillain I'll be talking about digital dementia. Modern research in medical science has revealed we have stopped remembering numbers. How many of you remember at least 5 phone numbers, 5 cell phone numbers? Sharon, good. Very few of us, right? Even 10 would be very less. But in older time, we used to remember at least all the phone numbers of my family, friend. But today is no. In the era of GPS, we don't remember even the routes, right? So this is creating digital dementia, in our mind. Dementia is a medical term. And the last one, digital deduction. When I am saying digital deduction, we are putting all our energy and time in finding information from Google, wherever easily available. This is reducing our ability to analysis. We are not analyzing. All the understanding, all the analysis, thought process, opinion, what are available on digital media, we are trying to grab. We rarely sit and do analysis. So our ability to analyze is getting reduced. These 4 supervillains I have talked about today, what we should do for this? Do you think these supervillains are necessary? Yes or no? Yes. When we talk about superheroes, supervillains are always there. Otherwise, there won't be a superhero. If there is nothing to vanquish, there won't be superheroes, right? So supervillains are part of life, part of technology progress. But what we can do, we can keep them on check. We can keep them on control. What I do, and it is very practical approach, may not be same for you, but you have to find out yourself. So prudent to understand. Number 1, I just keep my cell phone away 10:30 in the night till 8 am in the morning. I put all my ring, ping and rings on silent mode. If not every day, but most of the day, I do thinking in the night. I block my 30 minutes white space. No gadget. That's how you can keep them away. So I recommend you to recognize your supervillain and act on them. Break a leg till next meeting and keep control of your supervillain. Thank you.
I agree to the Toastmaster debate that we have the supervillain type in our mobile. And on the upcoming day, we have new superhero and supervillain at the same time. That is ChatGPT. is another superhero that is coming along and is going to modernize and bringing a huge revolution in the entire tech domain. And at the same moment, it is also coming up with a super villain, because it has been said that all the interviews that are going online, the chat GPT is where people are misusing that tool during the time of interview. So here we have one more superhero and super villain at the same time. That is apart from social media, is the chat GPT. Now I will request everyone to give feedback to the Toastmaster.
Feedback form has been shared in the group, and for guests, you can scan this QR code, and it's also already been shared in the group if you are added in guest group.
So now I request everyone to give a positive and recommendation and commendation feedback of 2 points on each perspective. Because in the past also, when I come and deliver the speech, I am getting 4 or 5 feedback, even though we have 25 people over there, and we are getting only 5 feedback on the Excel sheet. So I request everyone to give more feedback so that it helps the speaker to find out where he has to work on for the upcoming speeches. Now, second speech we have is TM Aparna, who is one of the most prolific speakers in front of us, and he is a Toastmaster since August 22, and his profession he is working as a manager in Hangar, and hobbies is playing with badminton and swimming. So we can say TM Aparna is more over the athletic side of his life. And the pathway she has selected is presentation mastery. And the current project is level 2 and project 3. He is at level 2.3. And the purpose of the speech is to define how Toastmaster envision mentoring. That is something interesting, I can say. And the time total allotted for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the speech title is the Find the Toast of Your Life. So I request TM Aparna to come over the stage. Now I request Manu to say the speech objective.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Many times in life, we feel that we are surrounded by darkness and we need someone to show us light, the torch. And that is our mentor. Toastmaster places a lot of emphasis on mentoring. And today, Toastmaster Aparna, as part of her speech, is going to talk about her experience as a protege or a mentee. TM Aparna, go break a leg.
Toastmaster Aparna, toast of your life, toast of your life, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you. Good morning. Let's have another round of applause for people who are sleeping. Good morning, everyone. I know it's a Sunday morning and we are into a sleepy mode. Even I was early in the morning. I was like, oh my god, I have to go to a Toastmaster and deliver a speech. But as it was said by Mr. Abhishek, Toastmaster Abhishek, that we need to break a leg and come over the stage and deliver a speech. Okay, so before I start telling you about the torch of my life, I want you to close your eyes, shut your eyes and follow my voice. Thank you. Imagine it's a weekend, you are going with your friends on a trek. You are more than excited and enjoying with your friends by cracking some stupid jokes. You are on a night trek and you reached to your location and having a bonfire, singing some songs, dancing, and all of a sudden that you have started journeying towards your trek. Everything was smooth, calm, and you were going towards your destiny. But all of a sudden, the weather changed, and it was unforecasted rainy storm which happened. You were scared. Your friends started climbing up towards the mountain, and you somehow missed them. You fell down, and you were lost. You were thinking what to do now. You stood up and you found no one around you. You are scared like hell. All of a sudden, there is a tap on your shoulder and you realize there is a person holding a torch. The moment you look back to that person, he understood your mental state and asked, "What happened? Are you lost?" In that moment of time, you don't know whether to trust that person, and you were in a so panicked state that you said nothing, and you said, yeah, I'm lost. He said to you, "Come down, let's find a way for you. I know the route, follow with me." You don't know whether to trust that person, but still, you have no choice to trust that person and move ahead with him. After an hour and so with a troubled trek, you reached to your destination and found your friends. And then, at that moment of time, you realize that you reached your destination and everything is okay. With that thought, I want you to open your eyes and look to a destination where you wanted to reach. I want to ask you two basic questions. When you were lost, what was your mental state? What would you have done if that person had not met you? So, what was your mental state if you have not found that person?
Confused.
Yeah.
Where to go? It's totally confusing state.
And if you have to do something, then what was your particular action? In that state, you could have done anything. I mean anything which was not a wise decision to do. You could have run away, you could have fallen down, and that is a very scary situation. And being that the person, the old guy whom you met, who was holding a torch, and what was his first thing which he did to that person was, first of all, he understood the situation of that person, in which mental state he was, and ensured that he made him calm down. And then he showed him a way to go ahead. And this is what the mentor of your life does to you. It is a beautiful quote said by Sadhguru. A guru is not the torch. Guru is not the person who holds a torch for you. Guru is a person who is a torch. When you are into that state, you have to understand that person, first of all, that in which mental state he is, the understanding. Then, as you are aware of that way, you have to deliver a knowledge to that person that I'll take you to that person, to the destination. And then, after that, you have to acknowledge the fact that the journey is being completed. In my life, I found a mentor with one of my current managers when I was lost and really not able to decide where to go in my career, he understood me. He did a SWOT analysis with me. He understood the strength, he understood my weaknesses, where are the opportunities and threats. Yeah. In that sense, he was able to evolve me as a person and guided me that this is what you have to do. In that right mentorship which he was able to give it to me was very essential. He became the torch of my life. If he has not done that, I might have done something wrong and went to a wrong way. So, with that, I want to leave you with a thought. You can be the torch of someone's life. Also, you have to find the right torch of your life. Do not just go and lead someone's way because you think it's right. You have to understand your own right. Right? So, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
So 1 minute silence. Feedback. Thanks, dear. So, it was a beautiful speech said by T.M. Akwanda. Even as a mentor, you help someone, your juniors, you get a different kind of happiness and a confidence that yes, you have changed someone's life and they get some easiness to the people's life. When you do that, you will get a special type of confidence and a special type of happiness that make you more positive in the upcoming days. So I request everyone, when you act as a mentor, try and bring a change to your juniors and to the other person's life. Now coming to the next speech. Next speech is something is of T.M. Anki, who is new to the Toastmaster. He has joined the Toastmaster recently in January, in this month, the last 2 weeks I can say. He is currently working as a management consultant in a MNC firm, and his office is stacking and stealing. That's great. In our Toastmaster, we have T.M. Bakul, who has done 40 kilometers of cycling in a day. So you can have a companion right over there in our Toastmaster. So pathway he has selected is presentation mastery. And the project is continuous level 1.1, which means he is doing an ice-breaking speech for the day. So as an ice-breaking speech, when a person comes and deliver the speech, I request everyone to stand. Once the speech gets delivered, stand up on their places and give a standing ovation to that speaker, so that he can next time he get more motivated and next time he take more role and deliver better speeches. The purpose of joining the Toastmaster is to hone my leadership and communication skill. Is to uplift the leadership and communication skill. That is the objective of T.M. Anki for joining the Toastmaster Club. The timing of the ice-breaking speech is 4 to 6 minutes. In general, we used to have 5 to 7 minutes speeches, but for the ice-break, we keep it short. And the speech title is Learning of My Skill. Learning of My Skill is the speech title. And now I request T.M. Debate to share the speech objective of T.M. Anki.
Yeah, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. today Toastmaster Ankit would give first speech to the club, which we call as an icebreaker speech. And the purpose of this speech is member to introduce themselves to the club and understand the basic structure of public speaking. So Toastmaster Ankit, break the leg.
Learning of my life. Learning of my life.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I was little nervous and excited at the same time because this is a icebreaking speech. And I'll tell you why I chose this topic, learning of my life. Because just a couple of days back, I was surfing on LinkedIn and I saw a post of Jeff Bezos, which explained about the early days of Amazon. In 1995, Jeff Bezos and his employees needed desk. So Jeff Bezos went to the supermarket and he saw that doors are relatively cheaper than desk. So he bought the door and he attached those legs under the doors. So this this format of cost effectiveness and frugality is something that Amazon even hold dear even today. Like they use door tags just to show that symbol of cost effectiveness and frugality. And this simple yet intellectual post took me a couple of years back in my own life when I along with my friend were working on a startup and we had very limited funds. I have no shame in saying that we used to collect the cardboard shit from the workshop garbage and we used to split just a measly 150 rupees in 3 to 4 ways. And that stinginess, that frugality is even with me even today. Like I save a lot of money, I invest it in stock market and things like that. And I don't waste money on unnecessary stuff. So this is the first learning of my life, which is frugality and stinginess, and which is a very good thing, I would say. Now coming to the startup. So we got a seed fund and we worked on it for almost 3 years. And can anyone please tell me, like, if someone is working in a small company or working on a small startup, what is his or her biggest fear?
Job.
No, if he is working in his own company.
The next funding.
Funding will come into your business.
Lack of funds.
Or maybe a fund, how to get funds.
That's not a fear, that is something what
Fear is
Fail, not
Yeah,
generating.
Yeah, exactly.
Not generating enough.
So the biggest fear is failing, of getting completely wiped out. And our worst nightmare became a reality. We failed, and we failed big time. And why we failed, this is beyond the scope of this talk. But we failed, and it was very hard. Like some people even get sort of teared up and they start to cry when they talk about such failures. But don't worry, I'm not going to cry today. So it was a very tough phase, and I often used to question myself. I used to think how I can avoid being a failure in life. And even the bigger problem at that time was that we were jobless. We didn't sit for the college placements, and so we, after the graduation, we have to go out of the college and have to find the jobs. But fortunately, all of us got the jobs. So second learning of my life is that no matter how big the failure is, learn to leave your failures behind and walk ahead in your life. Because there is so much you can do, no matter how big you fail in life. Now, when I started doing my job, I had pleasure of knowing someone who had a relatively small company, and he I used to interact with this guy, and he used to talk about his failures and how he almost lost his complete fortune in one of his last business. So what's surprising about this guy is that in last 3 to 4 years, his company has grown 6 to 7 fold. Even during the corona, his growth was very good. And I used to see him very closely, and he failed in a lot of initiatives. He lost sizable investment in many places. But what is interesting is that his success is so big that it made his failures small and insignificant. So the answer to the question is, how can we avoid failure? The answer is, we cannot. We cannot avoid failure. So the third learning in my life is we cannot avoid failure. It is part of our life. But we should remember that a big success can make your failure totally small and irrelevant. So these are the 3 learnings, and I would like to conclude with a quote that don't afraid to fail, be afraid not to try, be afraid not to try, and be prudent and go break a leg. Thank you.
That was a wonderful speech given by Ankit. Even I'm a startup in success. My friend in the college, post the college, like after the college, they recently started their startup. Although they are also not success, but today if I look them, they are more mature, I can say. They have learned the MBA skill in doing the startup. And if I look around, they are also passionate that post 5 years, post 35, they are going to again start the startup. Because they have that learning skill, they know how to get fail and how to stand and bounce back and start their career again. So it's a great learning, and you get to mature faster in the corporate world through the startup and through the failure. The more you get failed, more you get mature, and more you have the ability to bounce back and start again. Now I request everyone to give 1 minute to give feedback to the TM. Now we have another Toastmaster who has joined recently. We have Toastmaster course. He has joined the Toastmaster in January 2023, recently, last 2 weeks back. He is currently working as a manager in Speakathon. And his hobbies is walking, meditation, listen to music, and follow the story. That is interesting, I can say. Walking, meditation, make your life, make your mind calm, and more, make you bring more energy to your body. That's something great, and I also follow some. One is that I follow the stock market. That is one of my hobbies. That goes in with your hobbies. Pathway is presentation mastery, and current project is level 1.1, which means TM Gaurav is having an ice breaking speech today. So I request that when the TM Gaurav complete the speech, give him a standing ovation. The current purpose of his joining the Toastmaster is to improve stage present ability and develop as a better human being by learning with you all. So is to grow up and develop presentation skill and how to be confident while delivering the speeches or presentation. The time total allotted for the TM got up is 4 to 6 minutes, and the speech title Face Your Fear and Reinvent Yourself. So I request TM Gaurav to come over the stage and Dipanshu to share the speech objective of Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhishek. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Toastmaster Gaurav is starting his Toastmasters journey by giving his first speech, which is also called the icebreaker speech in Toastmasters. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce themselves to the class and to learn the basic structure of public speech. And please note, time is 4 to 6 minutes, and as TM already said, after icebreaker speech, we give a standing ovation to the speaker. Over to you, TM.
Face your fear and reinvent yourself. TM Gaurav. TM Gaurav, face your fear and reinvent yourself. Thank you.
Namaste to all my Toastmaster friends,
Namaste.
members, and fellow guests. It is great to be in front of you all. It is said by George Washington Adair, and I quote, "Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear," which basically means Mountain Dew. डर के आगे जीत है. I'm Gaurav, and today I want to talk to you something which is very close to my heart. It is about face your fears and reinvent yourself. We all have fears. Someone has fear of failure. Someone might have fear of animals, being in a dark, closed spaces, or public speaking like this. But we all need to remember just one thing in life. If we need to conquer them, we need to face them. Let me tell you 3 stories from my own life to prove that Mountain Dew, डर के आगे जीत है. Friends, when I was 5 years old, I had fear of water. It was as deep as Indian Ocean. My dad, being the wise and prudent man he is, took me to a small swimming pool and asked me to jump. I was tentative. I was terrified to say the least. But he told me that, Gaurav, think of it like a very big bathtub and jump. I felt like chicken in a farm, but eventually I took the plunge. A month later, this time, he took me to a bigger pool this time. It was 8 feet deep. At 5 years, I was 3 feet tall. I panicked, I floundered, I did not know. I could not imagine how would I swim from one side to the other. But he came near to me and said, Gaurav, I believe in you, and I know you could do it. And jokingly he added, don't even act like a Titanic, don't sink even before you start. And then I jumped. And it was not a jump basically, he came behind me and pushed me and said, Gaurav, break a leg. So yeah, then I swam from one side to another and back. Not only my fear of water went away after that particular episode, but I even won many competitions in my school. And I learned at that very young age that डर के आगे जीत है. Talking to you about my second story, it was around a couple of decades later when I encountered my fear of heights. And this time my dad was not around, so I thought, let me take my fear and let me face it. So I took a risk of booking a skydiving experience for myself. So for the benefit of all, in skydiving, what they do is, they take you in a small aircraft, say, of a height of say 12,000 feet. With the help of instructor, you jump. There's a free fall of 1 minute, and then the parachute would open. You are flying in the air for around 5 minutes, and then you will land on ground. So the day came when my experience was booked. I was taken in a small aircraft. And when my jump was about to come, I was standing at the edge of the aircraft, looking down from 12,000 feet and asking myself, what on sky am I doing here? And yes, my palpitation and anxiousness, everything kicked in. I was not able to stand there. But the Betal, my instructor was just at the position of Betal behind me. He said, we will jump on a count of 3, Gaurav. He said, 1, 2, 3. We jumped. For first 15 seconds of that free fall. My God. I'm remembering that time it was like I thought I would pass out. That was the first time in my life when I got enlightened and knew about Newton's second law of gravity, which I never thought and pondered even in my school days. But once those 15 seconds were over, I started enjoying that whole experience. The parachute got open after 5 minutes and I was flying like a free bird. It was an experience which I can't even describe in words. It has to be experienced. And that was the second time in my life when I realized that dar kya gaji. With that, today, I'm standing in front of you all, which is my third story, and right now it is in the making, to conquer my third fear, which is public speaking and stage fear. And in 2023, I want to reinvent myself. Just like a smartphone, I want to introduce a better, smarter and intelligent version of Gaurav to the world. And want to challenge each one of you today to face your fear and conquer it. Because you never know what you are going to learn about your own self on the other side of horizon. Thank you all. And in case you agree with the story, then you all have to repeat after me. That dar ke aage. Thank you all.
So before going to the feedback, I request everyone to just stay attention and share your mountain. I want to know who are the mountain due heroes of sitting around us, like who have overcome your fear. Can someone share his experience, like how they have overcome their experience or their fears in his her life? Anyone? Like I can share my own story. Like when I went to the Rishikesh for the river rafting, there is a time when just near to the Rishikesh, 1 kilometer, 500 meters, there is a rock climb. You have to climb the rock, and that is 2 floors up to the rock, and you have to jump from there. So at that time, when you come to the edge, you take it, you look at the water. That is the onset, and it's the first time you do it because for the first time I went for the river rafting, and it is the first time people ask me the river rafting. So you can have this experience. It's the first time experience. Maybe it's the last time because few people again come back for the river rafting. I said along with my friend, we are very much excited. Let's go and do it. It is just a 2 minutes. Everyone is doing that. Even the child are also doing, like who are 14 or 15 years old. Let's buy it and we can do. So we went there. One of my friends went there and looked at it. He said, no. Then he taken us 3 steps back. Again he come back. He said, right, it's just too deep inside. I can't tell. See again back. Like no. Again the third time, now the people they use you come over there. When he went there and checked the person who is right behind us, just pulling down. At that time, he got to learn something new. That yes, it was just a fearness that was there, and a push make him to get out of that fear and become the mountain hero. So anyone have to overcome such kind of fear in his life? Like, I want to know, like anyone has overcome their fear. let's go ahead.
So I had a fear of, with water. So recently I learned swimming in 2020. But fortunately COVID happened and then I got excuse and so, but I continued doing it 2022 and I was doing it.
That's great and interesting. Now we have the last speech. So 1 minute silence for the feedback. I hope everyone is feeling the feedback. Now going to the next speech, the last speech of the day of Toastmaster Surendra, one of the most energetic and talented speaker we have in our campus. Toastmaster Surendra has joined the club 6 months back in August 2022. His profession is he's working as a consultant in Development. As a hobby, he loves reading, writing, creating, solving puzzles and playing chess. That's interesting. So taking something is new and exciting, adventure, I can say. I have done 2 kinds of training in my life. Pathway that he selected is presentation mastery and the project is level 1.3. The purpose of joining the Toastmaster is missing out. So the time is total time allotted for the TM is 5 to 7 minutes. The timer please note. And the purpose of the speech is the toy shop. So I request the TM student to come over this forum. Now I request TM Abhayana to share the speech objective of Toastmaster Surendra.
Good morning once again everyone. So today TM Surendra Kumar will be delivering his 3rd speech of Project 1. As the purpose of this speech is not mentioned, I feel glad that I will be not repetitive. So the purpose of the statement, the speech of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. So I wish you all the very best and have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek, and good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, I decided to deliver this speech on the vocal to test, but unfortunately, last night my vocal was already disturbed. Let me try again to start my speech. Come with me. We are going to a toy show. Just a few days back, I went there. There was a lot of toys, but my eyes was stuck one toy that was a Rubik cube. I hope everyone aware about that toy and in their life once at least once we have created it. So I just saw that Rubik cube in packaging. It was fully sold. As it comes, another thought came in my mind that life, this Rubik cube, our life is also when we get, it is as fully sold. All the colors of their life are bleed in their own directions and we don't need to do anything on that. But at the moment we just bought a cube, we start playing with them. We just messed up all the color with that. Similarly, we do these things with our life as well. We start something, experiment with them, we do things, and we feel that now we are doing some messing up our things. But we enjoy it as we are playing, but we still enjoying it. After some times, 2 days, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, at what time? Then we start, let's solve this cube, make it into its original position. Then we try to again we play with the Rubik's cube in the intention to solve them. In the starting, at that phase, we enjoy that part also, because now we are looking for some YouTube tutorials and anything. We try to solve it. But after some time, we just get tired of them. We not able to solve that. How we took some help from our own people, relatives or anything. We took, just ask for them. Hey, you can solve it. I will. If you can solve it, then I can admit you will be a real champion. These type of sentences with our people, our friends, are common. We are just giving them, challenge them. The story will not end here. Even some so-called experts come where, however, their own messed up cubes were laying in some corners, but after seeing our cube, they say, hey, this is a very simple one. You can't do even this. Give me. I can do this for you. They just play, do their own entertainment, and keep that cube even their more worse condition and left. After trying all the things, we just imagine, admit our loss, defeat, that we can't do anything. We just put our cube in some corner. Now we become so-called experts. We do play with others' cubes. We give some advices, but how we don't focus. Now, after some years, their time came. A wall clock. Our cube was placed in some store. There was a one wall clock. Fell down there on the cube, and the cube broke down. This how ends cube. Now let's come back to start our journey, and we have to try to find where we did mistake. Did we mistake when we start playing with the cube? Because we get the cube in the already solved position. Why we start messing? Did we make that mistake? Can agree anyone on that? I am saying no. If we are buying a toy and we don't play with them, then what is the purpose of toy? We have to play. That was not a mistake. Then we ask for help for our people. That was a mistake. That was not a mistake, because our people, our friends are for us. They can help. If we can't ask for the help of them, then there is no use of that also. Then the mistake was there when we admit our defeat. We just placed our cube in their store. We just wait for the time to break them. Like in our life, when we do all the things and we admit that we can't change our life, we can't make it better, and we can't perfect, just do the things. We admit this is my life and I have to live till my death. This was a mistake. The thing is that we just have to make effort continuously till the end of the life. However, I am just concluding this speech with one of my couplet that was खेल खेल में खिलौना टूटे, खेल खेल में खिलौना टूटे, जीते जीते छूटे साथ जिंदगी का, खेल खेल में खिलौना टूटे, जीते जीते छूटे साथ जिंदगी का, पूरा मूल मिले खिलौने का और पूरा आनंद मिले जिंदगी का. That's it from my side.
One feedback. So now we are moving to the next section, that is the table topic section. So I request Toastmaster Ravna to come over the forum. Toastmaster Ravna is Toastmaster member since November 2022 and is currently working as a consultant in KPMG. And his hobbies is playing PT, volunteering and watching movies. That's something interesting and exciting. And if you know regarding the most table topics session is considered one of the most interesting and energetic session because you're going to learn regarding the impromptu speeches. Now I leave the space to Toastmaster Bhavna.
Thank you. Good morning everyone again.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
So the purpose of the table topic master, as Toastmaster Abhishek has already expressed, is to test your impromptu skills of delivering speeches. So for the, I think for the benefit of the guest, I will just briefly touch upon what is the approach we follow in any table topic master speech. So this is called an Oreo approach. O stands for opinion. So first you can state opinion about the topic which you have been given. Second is R. So you have to back your opinion with a reason that why you think that opinion makes sense. And then E stands for examples. You can quote some of your maybe life examples or examples from anywhere else to back again your opinion and the reason. And the last is O, opinion again, to restate what your initial opinion was about that topic. So that is the approach we usually follow, but you are free to follow anything of your own accord. So, okay, without further ado, I would just introduce the theme of the table topic, which is, so let's get poetic. So who all knows this famous poet called Rumi? I'm sure people, Rumi. Yeah. Great. I'm sure all of you would have, most of you would have heard of him.
Yes, 13th century poet.
13th century poet, yes. And his full name?
Yes.
Persian, yeah. He's a Persian mystique as well as poet, and his full name is Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi. I have always been fascinated by his quotes and writings and poems. His quest for meaning and quest for spirituality is what has always, interested me a lot. And he's also a best-selling poet in the US. And his readings are read, his works are read at the weddings still, and they are also played in music, by musicians as well as artists in cramped Brooklyn basements. And also, it's also there widespread on Instagram as well. So yeah, let's start with the first table topic then. Who would want to volunteer from the members first, and then maybe they can set the tone for all the guests. So who would want to volunteer? understanding of the code of Rumi. So these are all codes which are selected from Rumi's works, and maybe you can provide your understanding, whatever you think about the code or whatever you think is related to your life. So for you, the quote from Rumi is, "Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk."
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. And guests. Can I repeat this again? Yeah, you can repeat this.
Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk.
Gratitude is the wine of the soul, and go and drink. If I repeat it correctly. Gratitude for the life is important for everyone. As whenever we have no gratitude, there is nothing we can achieve in our life. So to achieve a goal, suppose we are going to learn here public speaking and enhance our leadership skills. So to achieve all these goals, we should have some gratitude. And also, as mentioned in this quote, that this whenever we go drink it, and as enhance in our create it on our soul, it is important to us to achieve all this goal. For me, presenting here and coming here as a public speaker, it's important to achieve this goal of public speaking and learn leadership skills by this gratitude. Thank you.
Okay, perhaps the guests would like to volunteer. Guests, yeah, you can come. I'm sorry, I don't know your names. Okay, all the best. Guests, you can select any of the. You can read it aloud.
Okay, so the quote that I got is, "The only lasting beauty is the beauty of the heart." So my opinion on this quote is, it is rightly said, the only lasting beauty is the beauty of the heart, because in the end, at the end of the life, what I believe is, it is the good heart that is remembered by the people that are left when you leave this place. So I believe this is my opinion on this.
You can give some examples also. You can set your personal example.
So, I would like to share one thought that I have heard while I have heard it on Instagram only. So, a person I don't remember, but he said it is not the only thing that is remembered by the people that is left behind is how you treat them. So, the only thing that they will remember about you, how you make them feel and how you treated them while you were there in this place. So, ultimately, it is your heart, it is your good heart that will take you there and make you. Then people will find you a good human being when you leave this place. Thank you.
I think it's not difficult to just comprehend that. You get very speechless when you read these quotes, right? Because they produce a very thoughtful state. First quote I read from Rumi was, "What you seek is seeking you." You don't get the meaning that right away. You just have to experience that, and then after years you understand. Oh, this was the meaning. It is much deeper than you initially think it is. So okay, so let's bring on the next one. So maybe a member right now.
Yes. Today I will quite a practice. Need to tell. Anyways, 2 ppm. If you are, my topic is, if you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? So if you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror will be polished? So that means here poet Rumi is comparing your life
with mirror. If mirror has scratches, then you don't have clarity and you are having less clarity about your life also. And if you are not distracted by small distractions, and if you can win those small distractions and you can control on your emotions and you can be more aware on those small inhibition, you can control your inhibitions and distractions. I think these small habits can in turn increase your clarity in your life, and the clarity that you will achieve while controlling yourself and being more self-aware day by day, it will lead to be it will help you to be a better mirror and a better version of your life, and hence you can avoid scratches on your mirror. So that's my thought.
Any guests would
Sir,
like
your
to
name?
you're the guest?
So my quote is quote by Rumi is, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. That's a very nice quote said. According to my opinion, what I interpreted from this quote is, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Okay. So if someone is clever, according to me, I am just stating out my opinion. If someone is clever, so that person will particularly try to change the world, to try to change the environment around him. So it's a kind of, I may quote that in Hindi we say कि एक खराब सेब सारे सेबों को खराब कर देता है. So that's I am connecting with that. So if someone is clever, that person will particularly try to change the environment around him or world around him. Or now, if I am wise, if I myself is wise, then I will try to change myself, so that if I am giving out the positive vibes, then all the environment over here becomes positive. As I can see the Toastmaster Club also, the people here are filled with the very positive vibes. So I get a very good feeling, and I don't even remind that how these 2 to 3 hours are spent, and I am just completely deep dived into this session. So these all people are wise, and that's why we all are changing here.
Toastmaster shouldn't be.
Yes, I also would like to.
Yeah, we have a lot of pictures.
It's been a while. It's not amazing. Please say break a leg.
Now everyone speak.
So my quote is, love is the bridge between you and everything. Alright. Love. Love for me is not a thing. Love is everything in general. Love is the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself in front of everyone. The other quote, which was, you connect with someone not through your appearance, but what you are within. If you have love, everything around you will flourish. It'll be positive, it will be pure. The more you connect with someone with the purest feeling you have in your life, that will last for a lifetime. I've said this before. I mentioned in my very first speech about my parents. They are no more, and I don't feel apologetic when I'm recalling that moment. But the signs. Yesterday I just came across this book, Signs, and it says how you connect with the people who have passed and they are on the other side of the world. And that's just because of what? Love. So love is just not a thing, it is everything. Always remember that. Thank
Any guests now? Would you like to give a guest? Okay, both of us. Any one of you, then the next one. We
Good morning, everyone. The quote that I've got is, when there is ruin, there is hope for treasure. Alright, so I can relate this to when there is ruin, maybe there's some destruction. You have failed, maybe, right? So you collect yourself. You are obviously after a failure, and somebody very aptly described what you feel after a failure. So that's a situation of being in a ruined state. You collect yourself and you start looking at opportunities which are still out there. Toastmaster Ankit narrated his own story. We become more prudent. We start looking at options and how we can collect ourselves, move on, and maybe find a treasure somewhere else. Maybe this place was not meant for me. Maybe I can find a little treasure here. Yeah? So that's how I interpreted that. You move out of the ruined state, you look at possibilities, and you break a leg and find a treasure somewhere else. Thank you.
The last guest. All the best. If you want, you can select the other Okay, this is interesting.
Good afternoon, everyone. My topic is the lion is most handsome when looking for food.
The lion is most handsome when looking for food. Lion.
So my opinion, I would agree with this. The reason for my opinion is that, like, if I have to just put it in the context in the real life, right? The lion is, I think, most fierce when he is looking for food. So normally, I mean, going by the herd and the wildlife, how it works, I think it's the lioness which hunts the most. The lion is just the laid back dude who just sits back and wait for the lioness to hunt. So for me, like why I want to like go against, not against, like why I disagree with this particular piece of advice by me. I think the lion is the most fierce when they are looking for the food. It's not that they are most handsome, right? Not handsome. Just to give an example, right? Like I think I'll just give an example for my life today. I was a sailor before, so I've been sailing for the past 4-5 years. So I had to like change my career was all set. I knew like what would be my exit plan and everything.
That's fine.
You can continue.
So my career was, everything was all well planned. I knew like what are my exit options and everything. Then somewhere down the line I came across some situations where I thought, well, this is becoming a pretty much monotonous life. It's the same work again and again. So I wanted to like change my career path. So that was a pretty, I would say, I wasn't prudent enough to like sorry. It's my first time, so I don't know. normal also.
You're doing well.
So, had I been I was not prudent enough to like figure it out, like plan it out, okay, how I'm about to do it. I just jumped up on the board. I was going to, I think I had my joining after a week. Prior to that, I just told my captain that I won't be able to join. I just want to like sit back and prepare for GMAT. So, from the company point of view, that was not a wise decision. They were actually expecting me to join the shift, but somehow I was like, no, that's just not my cup of tea anymore. I just want to explore myself. That whether do I have the ability to come up the constraint that I have built in myself. So I want to give my best at other exams and stuff. So I set for the GMAT. That was the time when I realized probably I should have just gone back to sailing. But luckily it turned out well, so I happened to get the GMAT. So that particular moment, right, I realized there were like lot of ups and downs. So, but I mean, in terms of whether you are scoring enough or not, whether you should really appear for GMAT or not. So that was the time when I realized I have to just get out of my shell and just not to think about world, like what all they would think about it. I just focused on my studies, gave my best. Somehow it turned out well for me. I was able to crack GMAT, got into a college and did my MBA and stuff. And now I'm working here in the corporate field. So had I been just looking for collecting the particular piece, right? Looking for food, that for me that was a GMAT or MBA, right? Had I been just for people, it would have appeared okay. This dude, everything is sorted, right? Why you want to go and with GMAT, only go back to a salary which is less than what they are right now paying you? But I would just just take a bold step, be fierce, don't fear about anything, just dive into it. I mean, life will figure out on its own whether it's worth it or not.
I found that quote really fast. I was curious because I did not understand the meaning, so I googled it, and it said that because the lion is meant to hunt, right? Meant to hunt, meant to look out for food. That's why it's the most handsome when he does that. So I think for us also, when we do what we are meant to do, we will be the best selves. So that is what this quote meant, I think. Do we have more time for one speech or can we wrap up?
We can have
one last speech? Okay. So who has...
As you start to walk on the way appears. Good morning, everyone. So I've always believed that when you are ready for a guru appears. Similarly, whenever you start walking on a path, a guru appears and the path appears. I'm totally blanked out. Think of the example. Okay, I can't think of anything.
Something else from Ruby then.
Break her leg.
Break a leg.
Any experience that you've had in your life?
I'll
Alright.
next time.
The last one.
Joke master.
Not only the thirsty seek the water as well seeks the thirsty. So I think when you start start doing things. Like they say, like when you start looking at the fears and challenging your fears, sometimes it happens that the things start falling in place. And when you start going to the road, you will find many ways that turn up. If you just sit back and put your blanket up and sleep, nothing's gonna happen. But if you go there, work out, then you will see. If you want to start a business, if you go out to a conference, you want to meet a particular guy, but you may meet certain other guys who are interested in your business. But if you would have sat there and not done anything, I think nothing would have happened in life. So what they say, you go, wake up in the morning, do the task, do the work. You wake up in the morning, start by making your bed. It releases the first drop of dopamine in your brain, which makes you do the second task and the third. So I would just say that just go there and do the first work in your day and capture your morning, and I think you'll see more doors opening, like the coach said.
So that was it from the table topics session. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'll just hand over the stage to Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thanks, Bhavna, for making the session more interesting. Now, before going to the next session, that is the evaluation section, I request Toastmaster Abhinav to come over the stage and share the joke. So that before taking the feedback, make them bring a smile on the people's face.
So guys, please break my leg and wish me luck. Maybe it's not the correct usage, but still. So I'm gonna be the joke master of the day and try to make you laugh. Even if you don't get a good laugh, please laugh it off because it's good for your health. Okay. So it's again a husband-wife joke. So the wife is, they're a very happily married couple in a town. So the wife is always skeptical about the work of her husband, that he might be going out, going to parties. So she had to go to her home for 7 days. But then what happens? She says, what will he do behind my back? He'll bring girlfriends, he'll drink. And so she said, whenever I call you up, you have to turn the mixer on. So by this, she'll come to know, okay, he has turned the mixer on, so he is at home. Okay, so that's the first day, she goes back and calls, where are you? Jignesh, where are you? So he says, I'm at home, turn the mixer on. He said, grrr. Okay, second day, where are you, Jignesh? I'm at home, turn the mixer on. Grrr. Okay. So her wife is says, my husband is very prudent, he's so good, I'm unnecessarily wasting my time and being skeptical about him. But then she says something is wrong, always some background music comes, background noise comes. So the fourth day, she goes right at her house back and makes a raid. So she did not find her husband. And her son was watching TV. She says, Beta, where's your papa? He says, I don't know what is wrong with Papa. He is going everywhere, roaming around the city with the mixture. Thank you very much.
Now, come to the next session, that is the evaluation section. Evaluation section. So, evaluation is all about letting the people know where they have to work on to enhance where gap or the area where he or she is lacking more. Somewhere also we are going to also evaluate the people, like where he and she is strong and which point he has to see work on, so that next time when he is coming to the firm, you can find him a better version from the current day, from the today, I can say. For which the first evaluation of the speaker. So we start with the speaker, all the 5 speakers, one after the another. Then we will move to the tag people who are going to build the entire meeting based on different 3 aspects. The first speaker, we have the TM Vivek. So which the TM Siddharth is going to evaluate TM Vivek and share his say the detailed feedback. Okay. Now you can stay with Siddharth, come over this one.
Okay, there was one man who was trying to call his friend one time, two times, but his friend was somehow busy, so he couldn't pick the call. So what happened? It leads almost 10 times, 20 times. Lastly, he called and put phone aside and said that, "Pata nahi kahan mar gaya." And suddenly he picked. Before finish the sentence, he picked the call. Do you remember? Do you know that what happened later? The friendship was broken between them, and because of one thing, he frustratedly said, "Kahan mar gaya." I think this we can learn from speech of Team Vivek. The best friend, we can say that technology that is in our hand every time. Within one call, we can get anything in a minute, in an hour, in a day, or in a week. Even health, even hospitals, everything in just one call away. But if we are not using it properly, then what consequences we can face that we can learn? Do you remember? Do you think the technology made us impatient little bit?
Yes.
How many of you remember the 4 villains of technology, of modern technology? Yes, please. Digital?
Distraction.
Yes. Delusion, distraction, dementia, and depression. That's great. Let's see what I saw. Good things about Toastmaster Vivek's speech. The good thing was he used word of the day. His body language was okay. That was perfect. And the movement of stage movement from first, that was first villain. From for deluge, he used this stage movement, and after that, he was continuously moving on every next. We can say that villain on every step when he was changing the villain name. I mean distraction and depression. And lastly, he completed his speech here. That was good movement of speech. The only thing that I can say to him, I think somehow the last portion, that was conclusion, was missing a little bit, and because of timing. If he can manage a little bit about timing, since in the last he just gave one thing about how we can avoid these kind of distractions, how we can avoid these kind of villains to ourselves. So I think if your speech was good, everything was perfect. Just only if you next time in your speech just take care of timing and conclusion, then your speech will be better. Thank you.
So while you will hear the speaker, I request everyone to follow a defined format, that is commentable recommendation. In this way, the speaker get to know which area he has to work on, and which is a strongest part, and which is a big portion of his public feedback skill set. The second is evaluator we have is the TM Bhanu, who going to review TM Apana speech. Now I request Bhanu to come on the platform.
Find the torch of your life. Today, Toastmaster Aparna very well articulated the importance of torch or mentor in our lives. How mentor helps us finding our way in our lives. That was the theme of her speech. She started very well and immediately glued all our attention when she asked us to close your eyes and imagine that you are in a jungle in the middle of night and you are lost your way. That's the way a great speaker starts their speeches. That's how the audience feel connected to the speaker. Next, she built up a fantastic stage to take on to the next stage, where she spoke from her own life experience how a mentor helped her finding her weaknesses and strength and help her succeed in her life. She used great quote by Sadhguru that was quite appropriate. She ended very well with a message that we all need to find that torch or a mentor. While delivering, she used great body gestures, the gesture of torch. She used good poses. So it is said that great music happens between the notes and a great speech happens between the poses. Now coming to the recommendation. After setting up such a beautiful stage with her story about finding a person showing the torch, I was expecting more on her own mentee story. She could have told us where she was stuck in her life, how she found that mentor and how that mentor helped her. So that portion was very little and I felt that could have been improved and could have been elaborated more. Next, I found that she was using repetitive sentences in between. So I felt there was a bit of lack of practice which could have been improved when she would have used more practice while speaking. Third thing I found that ending could have been more elaborated. It was a bit abrupt because she set up a stage with her opening and then there was a personal story. So she could have combined both of them to give away a message, a call back action for action to the audience. Overall, I found the speech quite interesting and entertaining as well. Could have been better with more focus on her own mentee experience, with little bit more practice to avoid those hiccups and a better ending. All the best, Toastmaster Aparna, for your next experience.
Not taking much time, I would request and invite KBB to come over the forum and give a detailed feedback on MCTC.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Now I will request everyone to have a big round of applause.
Learning from my life, it would be prudent to acknowledge, to change the topic, learning from Ankit's life. Toastmaster Ankit delivered icebreaker speech. I would say it was way beyond icebreaker speech. Full of learning. When he came to the stage, he was confident. He delivered his life story with emotion. Also, emotion didn't come on his face, but he delivered everything passionately about frugality, failure, and bouncing back. This speech has given multiple lessons, but most important, we all will remember this speech. He narrated incidents of Jeff Bezos, and also he explained his personal insights about failure and startup. So overall, it was great speech, Ankit. However, any great speech will always have some scope of improvement. Since it is icebreaker speech, so I would like to recommend two things. First, when you came to the stage, you started with so. It's a feeler word. So please start the speech either with quote or some audience engagement. The second important thing, being the icebreaker speech, one of the purposes is to introduce yourself with the Toastmaster members and guests, some portion of the speech should have been about your life, about your family, what you have done early part of your career or life. So this is just 2 recommendations. Overall, your speech was great in terms of confidence, body language, the audience engagement. All the 3 failures learning you explained very passionately. So overall, I would say this was one of the good icebreaker speech, and all the best for your next speech. Over to Toastmaster.
Now, I'm going to invite one of the prolific evaluators, Toastmaster Dipanshu, to come over the forum and give immediate feedback on Toastmaster forum.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Gaurav, in breaking the ice and starting your Toastmasters journey. First, I really admire Toastmasters Gaurav's little sprinkle of humor throughout his speech. I'm sure you must have all observed this. A second law of Newton when he was free falling from the plane, pushing to the swimming pool, and many, many more. It is said, humor is power. It adds expression, it adds laughter, it also adds a character to the speech. So having a humor is a very big superpower, and you have it. It's an amazing, commendable job you have there. Second thing that I really loved about Toastmaster Gaurav's speech was his storytelling and his prudent choice of message. So the message of facing your fear, dar ke aage jeet hai, it was I think very much apt to the story you told about your life story. And it is said that ladies and gentlemen, it happens that when after 2 weeks or a month, it's very hard to recall the content of the speech. But when there is a message, the value addition is done by the speaker. It is very easy to recall, and it stays with you for a very, very long time. Coming to the recommendation part, first recommendation for Toastmaster Gaurav is that I recommend to have an open body language. So whenever you are speaking on stage, try to be as open as possible. That way you can cover the whole stage also, and even it also helps to cover the people at this corner, people at this corner. So that is one recommendation that I have. It also helps you to remain confident, calm, and composed on the stage. Second recommendation that I have for you is to have a broader stage movement. So this feedback was given to me by my mentor in my icebreaker speech. So what I recommend is that when you are starting a speech, start at the center. Start at the center. In your body, you can be at the left, the right. Use the stage as well you can. And in the conclusion, go in the center. Reduce the gap between you and the audience, so that when you are giving your message, it goes across the audience. Now to summarize, I really like the humor, I love the message, and I think with the recommendation of open body language and stage movement, you are going to be an amazing speaker, and really looking forward to hearing more and more speeches from you.
Now the last, not the least, I request Toastmaster Panel to come out the forum and evaluate the Toastmasters in their speech.
I directly jump to the evaluation part. As a commendation, I'll first cover up the commendation and then would give you the recommendation. For a commendation, I would start with one thing, that your actions were there. You were trying to deliver your thoughts and express your thoughts by actions, which was a good one. Second thing, the hand gestures like this and that, which was good part. You're trying to make your story relatable with your actions to the audience. Stage movement were there. You were covering this part of the crowd. Also, you were trying to cover the other part of the crowd, which was commendable. Again, on the eye contact, you were